Welcome, my fellow horror enthusiasts, to a place where shadows dance and whispers echo with the unknown. Tonight, we journey into the unforgiving embrace of remote mountains, where nature's beauty conceals a sinister secret. So, dim the lights, gather close, and prepare to be captivated by the chilling mysteries that await. Our first tale takes us deep into the heart of the Appalachian Trail, a vast wilderness stretching over 2,000 miles where nature's splendor can quickly turn treacherous. It's here, amidst the towering trees and winding paths, that an experienced hiker named Kyle vanished without a trace. Kyle was no stranger to the wilderness. He'd spent years exploring the backcountry, his trusty backpack and hiking boots, his constant companions. On a crisp autumn morning, Kyle set off on what was supposed to be a week-long trek through a particularly remote section of the trail. He'd meticulously planned his route, marking his map with campsites and points of interest. He'd packed enough supplies to last him the journey, confident in his ability to navigate the rugged terrain. Days turned into nights, and Kyle's family grew increasingly worried. He hadn't contacted them, which was unusual for him. Fear gnawed at their hearts as they contacted park rangers, their voices trembling with dread. Search and rescue teams were immediately dispatched, combing through miles of dense forest, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. They called out Kyle's name, their voices echoing through the silent woods, but the only response was the rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. Days turned into weeks, and the search for Kyle grew more desperate. Hope dwindled with each passing hour, replaced by a chilling realization that something terrible had happened. Then a glimmer of hope emerged from the vast wilderness. Searchers stumbled upon Kyle's campsite, his tent neatly pitched, his belongings undisturbed. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. But among his possessions, they found something that sent shivers down their spines. Kyle's journal. The entries were filled with his usual observations of the trail, the changing colors of the leaves, the wildlife he encountered. But the last entry, dated the day he disappeared, was different. It was filled with a sense of unease, a growing fear that something was watching him from the shadows. The writing was frantic, almost illegible, as if he'd been scribbling in haste, his hand trembling with terror. "The woods are silent," he wrote, "too silent. I keep hearing things, whispers in the wind, footsteps behind me." The final sentence sent chills down the spines of everyone who read it. "Something's out there," Kyle had written, "and I think it's coming for me." The discovery of the journal only deepened the mystery surrounding Kyle's disappearance. To this day, Kyle's fate remains unknown. Our journey into the heart of Unexplained Disappearances takes us to the Himalayas, the towering giants of the world, where the air is thin and the silence is deafening. It's here, amidst the snow-capped peaks and treacherous glaciers, that a group of friends embarked on an expedition that would seal their fate forever. There were 5 of them, experienced climbers, each drawn to the mountain's allure, their spirits yearning for adventure. They were prepared for the challenges that lay ahead, their backpacks laden with supplies, their bodies hardened by years of training. Their goal was to conquer Kangchenjunga, the world's 3rd highest peak, a formidable challenge that tested the limits of human endurance. They meticulously planned their ascent, studying maps, charting their course, their excitement palpable. They set off under a sky ablaze with stars, their headlamps cutting through the darkness, their breath forming icy plumes in the frigid air. Their progress was steady, their spirits high, their laughter echoing through the silent wilderness. They documented their journey with photographs and videos, capturing the breathtaking beauty that surrounded them. They reached their final base camp, a cluster of tents perched precariously on a narrow ledge, thousands of feet above sea level. The air was thin, making each breath a labored effort, but their spirits remained unbroken. They spent their final night sharing stories, their laughter a testament to their camaraderie, their dreams of conquering the summit within reach. The next morning, a fierce blizzard swept through the mountains, engulfing the camp in a blinding whiteout. Visibility was reduced to mere feet, the wind howling like a banshee, its icy breath threatening to tear their tents from their moorings. Communication with the outside world was cut off, the blizzard jamming their radio signals, their lifeline to civilization severed. They were alone, at the mercy of nature's fury. their fate hanging precariously in the balance. Days turned into nights, the blizzard showing no signs of abating. Back home, their families waited anxiously for news, their hearts heavy with a growing sense of dread. When the storm finally subsided, a rescue team was dispatched, their helicopters battling the treacherous winds, their eyes scanning the desolate landscape. They found the base camp, or what was left of it. The tents were shredded, their contents scattered across the mountainside like confetti. There was no sign of the climbers, no indication of what had become of them. The rescue team searched for days, their hopes dwindling with each passing hour, the chilling reality settling in. The disappearance of the expedition sent shockwaves through the climbing community. How could a group of experienced climbers, so well prepared, vanish without a trace? The lost expedition became a haunting reminder of the mountain's unforgiving nature, a testament to the power of the wilderness to swallow even the most experienced adventurers whole. Our final tale takes us to the vast wilderness of Yosemite National Park, where towering granite cliffs cast long shadows, and the silence is broken only by the whisper of the wind through ancient trees. It's here, amidst the awe-inspiring beauty, that a family's camping trip took a sinister turn, their disappearance becoming the stuff of local legend. The Thompson family, John, Mary, and their two young children, 8-year-old Emily and 6-year-old Ethan, were seasoned campers, drawn to the serenity of the great outdoors. They'd packed their trusty station wagon, its roof piled high with camping gear, their hearts filled with anticipation. They arrived at their favorite campsite, a secluded spot nestled among towering pines, a babbling brook providing a soothing soundtrack. They pitched their tents, the air filled with the scent of pine needles and wood smoke, their laughter echoing through the trees. Days were spent exploring hiking trails, their children's eyes wide with wonder as they discovered the hidden wonders of the forest. They roasted marshmallows over crackling campfires, their faces illuminated by the dancing flames, sharing stories and laughter under a canopy of stars. One evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the campsite, John decided to venture out for firewood. He promised to return before dark, his axe slung over his shoulder, his footsteps crunching on the forest floor. As darkness descended, and John hadn't returned, a knot of worry tightened in Mary's stomach. She called out his name, her voice trembling slightly, but the only response was the eerie silence of the forest. Fear gnawed at her as she gathered her children, their faces etched with concern. They huddled together in the tent, the sounds of the night magnified, each rustle of leaves, each snapping twig, sending shivers down their spines. Hours crawled by, each one an eternity, but John didn't return. Mary's fear morphed into sheer terror. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. She bundled her children into the car, leaving the tent standing, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. She drove through the winding roads, her heart pounding in her chest, her headlights cutting through the darkness. She reached the park ranger station, her voice trembling as she recounted the events of the day. Park rangers launched a full-scale search, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, their voices calling out John's name. They scoured the area, their dogs sniffing at the undergrowth, their determination unwavering. But John, along with his axe, had vanished without a trace. Days turned into weeks, the search efforts proving fruitless. The Thompson family's disappearance became a chilling mystery, their story whispered around campfires, a cautionary tale of the unknown dangers lurking in the shadows. Locals began reporting strange occurrences in the area where the Thompsons had vanished. Campers spoke of seeing flickering lights in the distance like lanterns bobbing in the darkness, only to find nothing there when they investigated. To this day, the fate of the Thompson family remains a mystery, their disappearance a chilling reminder that even in the most beautiful of places, darkness can lurk and some secrets are best left undisturbed. As the embers of our campfire tales fade into the night, we're left with a lingering sense of unease, a reminder that some mysteries are never meant to be solved. If you found yourself captivated by these chilling tales, give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which story sent shivers down your spine, and if you dare, share your own encounters with the unexplained. Be prepared, be aware of your surroundings, and always trust your instincts. Until next time, sleep tight and beware of the shadows.